Hi and welcome. My name is Maria and today's yoga practice is a post-run practice. So this class is designed for the runners out there, but anybody could really benefit from this class. However, because it is designed as a post-workout practice, I will not be doing a big long sun salutation warm-up. This is literally designed to be something you can just put on, press play when you get home from your run, do the workout, and get on with your day. So if you choose to use this practice as a regular practice, I would definitely throw in a few extra sun salutations at the beginning until you feel nice and warm. So feel free to adjust that as you need. Also, I will be teaching this class as an open level, which means if you're newer to yoga, I will offer modifications. If you're more advanced or experienced, I will offer some ways to deepen the stretches. What's important, because I cannot see you, I have no idea who you are, where you are, I really hope that you will be mindful of your practice and adjust it in a way that serves your body in this moment. Yes, so be mindful. Good. Also, for today's practice, I have a strap. If you don't have a strap, grab a scarf, belt, theraband, anything that you could use instead. I have 2 blocks with me. I'm sitting on the other one. And then I also have a blanket. You only really need the blanket if you suffer from sensitive knees, but because we will do some stuff on the knees today, I definitely recommend having the blanket nearby. Blocks are optional, but make sure to have a strap as a minimum. Good. So let's get started. Come to a comfortable seat, maybe like me, seated on a block, maybe on a blanket, maybe just seated on the mat. If it's comfortable for you, close your eyes. And take a moment to check in with yourself. So especially if you come onto your mat straight after your run, you might be slightly expansive in your breath. So allow this little check-in at the beginning of class to calm down your breathing. On the other hand, if you just woke up and this is the first movement that you're doing for the day, start to deepen your breath a little bit. So whether you need to calm your breath down or start to deepen it, notice how your breath is flowing in and out your body. Check in with yourself. Notice any tension, any tightness in the body, any disturbances of the mind. Just checking in. How am I doing today? Good. And then gently start to open your eyes. Take an inhale through the nose. And as you exhale, allow your chin to melt to your chest. Now reach the arms out in front of you, interlace the hands, and then place the interlacing behind your head. Allow your elbows to melt down towards your thighs. And you should feel that placing the hands behind the head will give a little bit more downward motion of the spine. Allow your shoulders to stay back. Allow your jaw to relax, the mouth to be a tiny bit open so you don't tense up around the mouth. And you can either stay here or if it feels good, gently start to turn your nose a little bit to the left, back to center, a little bit to the right. Making sure you completely relax your jaw, your neck here. Don't force the head more into a rounding. Allow the weight of your hands to be what causes the deepening of the stretch. Good. And then from here, release the hands down and lift the head back up. Take another inhale. And as you exhale, release your head towards the right side. Relax your right arm next to your hip and then reach your left arm straight to the side. Flex your left palm, really flex it, and then push away. Good. Now, with your right hand, grab a hold around your left ear. Still completely relax the head here. Keep that left hand flexed and then gently just start to move the heel of the hand down towards your right hip. Sorry, your left hip. Now keep going here. You can either just be still if that feels good, or you can move a little bit up and down with that left hand back and forward. Make sure you don't tense up your jaw. Keep a little bit of space between your teeth. And you can either stay here, or if you wish to deepen and change the stretch a little, you could turn your nose a little bit down towards your right knee. That's just going to change the stretch a little bit. Good. And then releasing that down, lifting the head back up. Now release the head to the left side this time on your exhalation. Send your right hand straight to the side, flex the palm of the hand, and then push away. Just push away. Now with your left hand, grab a hold around your right ear to give a little bit more weight. But again, don't push, just allow the weight of the arm to take the head more sideways. And then from here, gently you start lowering the right heel of the hand down towards the right hip. And you keep going up and down here. Relax your face, especially your jaw and mouth. You can keep going straight up and down. You can pause anywhere it feels good. You can move a little bit back and forward. But keep flexing strongly out through the right hand here. And if you did so on the first side, you just gently turn your nose down towards the left thigh. That's just going to change the stretch a little bit. Make sure your jaw is still relaxed. Good. And then release that. Lift the head all the way back up. Good. And then let's just shrug the shoulders up. Tense your fingers. Take an inhale. And let it go. 2 more times. Inhale. Make fists. And exhale, let it go. Last time. And let's do a couple of shoulder circles in one direction. And then in the other direction. Good. And then from here, you're going to come down to the floor. You're going to have your strap nearby. And you're going to step both feet on the floor, knees are bent. And then you're going to draw your right knee into the chest, interlacing the hands around the right shin. And then gently draw that right knee a little bit closer to the chest. Try to lengthen the back of the body into the floor. And allow your breath to be calm and continuous in and out the nose. Now from here, you're going to use your left hand on the outside outside of the right knee and thigh to gently draw your right knee over to the left armpit. And that's just going to change a little bit into the stretch around the buttocks and glutes. And from there, you're going to externally rotate that right leg, flex the right foot, place the right ankle at the top of that left thigh. Open the right knee out to the side, and either you stay here or you could draw the left knee into the chest, interlacing the hands either behind the left thigh or the left shin. Actively keep flexing the right foot strongly and try to lengthen the whole back onto the floor. Stay here, or if you want to deepen the stretch, draw the legs slightly to the left side and you'll find it goes a little deeper into that right buttocks and hip. Good. And then releasing that, step your left foot back on the floor, parallel your right leg, keep the right foot flexed, grab your strap, and place the middle of the strap underneath your metatarsal, so closer to your toes than your heel. Take an inhale here, allow the right knee to melt into the chest, and as you exhale, send that right leg straight up to the ceiling. So straight up for now, don't pull it closer even if you can, keep it straight up. And then grab both ends of the strap with the left hand, take your right hand to your right hip, and then push down into your right hip crease. So the tendency is to lift up the hip, to hike up the hip where the leg is facing up into the ceiling, the leg that's extended. So with the help of the hand, really push down into that right hip to square the pelvis off. Now either you stay here, or if you want to deepen the stretch, you could lengthen your left leg along your yoga mat. Keep both ends of the strap in the left hand and gently start to draw the right leg a little bit over to the left side. And if it's too much with a straight knee, know that you can always bend. And that goes for the whole practice. Anywhere it's too much with straight legs, bend them. And if anything, bend them first and then only straighten if you really feel open and able. Good. Come all the way back to center. Take both ends of the strap with the right hand. And then allow your right leg to open out to the right side to get into that right inner groin. Keep flexing out through the right foot. Just a little note here, if it's too much with that left leg straight, know that at any time you can just bend it. You don't have to straighten it at all. And then draw that right leg all the way back to center. Draw both knees into the chest. Grab a hold around the shins and rock a little bit from side to side. Now stepping the right sole of the foot on the floor, interlacing the hands behind that left shin. Draw that left knee closer into the chest. Really feel the length of your back into the mat. From here, with the right hand, grab a hold on the outside of that left knee and thigh as you draw the left knee towards your right shoulder or armpit. And you should feel something in that left leg. Try to relax the left leg as much as possible. Good. And then from here, we're going to externally rotate that left knee to the side, flex the left foot, place the left ankle at the top of the right thigh. Either staying here, or if you did on the first side, you could draw the right knee into the chest, interlacing the hands either behind the thigh or the shin. Keep flexing that left foot actively. Try to widen the whole back into the floor. Allow the breath to guide you. Deep, soft, continuous in and exhalations through the nose. If you did on the first side, gently draw the legs a little bit to the right to get deeper into that left buttocks. And then releasing that, stepping the right foot back on the mat, parallel that left leg and knee. Flex the left foot, grab the strap, place the strap underneath the left metatarsal. So again, closer to the toes than the heel. Inhale, allow that left knee to melt into the chest. And as you exhale, flex the left foot, send it straight up to the ceiling. So again, even if you have more flexibility, straight up to the ceiling. Yes. Now, you either stay here exactly as you are. If you did on the first side, maybe you lengthen that right leg down along your mat. Now, grabbing both ends of the strap with the right hand, place your left hand on your left hip. So just around the hip crease. And then actively use that left hand to push down so you square your hips off. Don't let that hip hike up. That's often what we do in order to get full flexibility off that left leg, but really drop it down. Square off the pelvis and hips. Good. Now from here, you keep the strap in the right hand and gently start to draw that left leg a little bit to the right side until you start to feel something in that left leg. And remember, you can always bend the knee. And if you take that left leg to the right side, just notice that you're not hiking up that left hip, but you're drawing it down. Keep flexing strongly out through the left foot. And then coming all the way back to center, grabbing the strap with the left hand, open that left leg out to the side. And again, remember you can bend that knee as much or as little as you need. Just going to start to open up that left inner groin. Keep flexing out through that left foot. And it might easily look like this, and that is fine. Don't go for the look, go for the feeling. Keep dropping that left hip down. Good, and then coming all the way back to center. Release the strap, draw both knees into the chest, grab a hold around the shins, rock a little from side to side. And start rocking forward and back, gaining more and more momentum till you can come all the way up to a seat. Cross your ankles, shift forward to all fours, tuck your toes, push yourself up into downward facing dog. And depending on how much or how little you have moved today and how tight you feel free to move around as much or as little as you need. Might be nice to keep a little bend in the knees, to thread the feet out. Maybe it's nice to place blocks underneath the palms. Take a moment, do what you need, what feels good, what serves you. Good. From here, you're going to lift your heels, bend your knees, gaze forward in between the hands. Start walking all the way forward. See if you can really walk. So try to take small steps with as straight legs as possible. Good. Either grab your blocks if you have them, place underneath the hands, or place your hands on your shins as you inhale, lengthen the spine forward. And exhale as you fold and release. 2 more like that. Inhale, lengthen the spine forward. Exhale, fold and release. Last time, inhale. And exhale. Stay folded. From here, you're going to bend both knees. You're going to heel toe the feet out to the edges of the yoga mat. Parallel the feet. You can measure by aligning the outsides of the feet with the outsides of the yoga mat. Keep your knees bent. Grab a hold around opposite elbows. Release your torso and start swaying from side to side here. Breath is calm, continuous, in and out the nose. Really allow your belly to drape over your thighs. On your next inhalation, fingertips underneath the shoulders, lengthen the spine forward, maybe straighten the legs. And as you exhale, fold. 2 more times. Inhale, lengthening forward. And as you exhale, fold. Last time, inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Bend your knees. Heel toe your feet to about hip distance apart. Still super parallel. Good. Now, from here, you're gonna straighten your left leg only. So keep your right knee bent. With your hands, grab a hold around your right ankle or shin, wherever you can reach. Take an inhale, lengthen the spine forward. Keep the right knee bent, left leg straight as much as you can. And as you exhale, draw the elbows away from one another as you lengthen the torso over your right leg. Make sure that you haven't shifted all your weight back into your heels. So really root into the toes and the metatarsal. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, keeping that right knee bent, lengthening the spine forward, straighten the elbows. And exhale, draw the elbows away from one another. Allow the torso to drape over the right leg. Last time. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. And bend both knees. And release the fingertips to the floor. Move the hips a little bit to the sides. So from side to side again. Now from here, straightening only the right leg. The hands grab a hold around the left ankle, shin, wherever you can reach. Release the torso over that left leg. As you inhale, lengthen the spine forward. Keep the right leg straight, left leg bent. And as you exhale, fold, draw the elbows away from one another. 2 more. Inhale, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, draw the elbows away from one another. Last time. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale as you release. Keep lengthening that torso over that left leg. Softening the shoulders. Calm, continuous breaths in and out the nose. And then bend both knees. Release that, root into the feet. Start rolling all the way up to standing, 1 vertebrae at a time. Stacking the vertebrae on top of one another. Whew. Now finding your Tadasana at the very front of your mat. You're going to inhale, reach the arms out and up, Urdhva Hastasana, gaze to the ceiling. Exhale, fold forward from the hips. Uttanasana, release the head and the neck. Inhale, lengthen the spine forward. Exhale, place the palms flat, step your right leg back, gaze forward. Exhale, left foot back, push back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come all the way forward to your plank. Gaze forward. Exhale, lower knees, then chest, then chin to the floor. Inhale, slide your chest forward and up, Bhujangasana. Exhale, tuck your toes, send your seat to your heels, then straighten your knees, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, right leg back and up. Exhale, right foot forward, in between the hands, left knee down, maybe placing a blanket underneath the left knee. Untuck the left toes. Inhale, reach the arms forward and up. Exhale, lower the right hand to the right thigh. Now push your right hand into the right thigh, draw the navel in and up, reach up through the left fingertips. And as you exhale, start reaching the left fingertips towards the right side. The more you send your tailbone down, the more you draw your navel in and up, the deeper you'll feel this stretch around the left quadriceps, psoas, maybe you even feel it in your inner thigh. Keep rooting your left shin into the floor. Inhale, come all the way back to center. Lower the palms down, frame the right foot, tuck the left toes. Exhale, push back downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees, gaze forward in between the hands. Exhale, walk all the way forward. Really try to walk, finding more length in the back of the hamstrings. Inhale, lengthen the spine forward, hands to shins or blocks. Exhale, fold forward, release the head and the neck. Inhale, reach your arms out and now come all the way up to Urdhva Hastasana, reach for the ceiling. Exhale, lower the hands down for Tadasana. One more round. Inhale, reach out and up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, folding forward from the hips, Uttanasana, release the head. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lower the palms, left leg back. Inhale as you gaze forward. And exhale, right foot back, push back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to your plank. Exhale, lower knees, chest, chin to the floor. Slide forward and up, Bhujangasana. Exhale, tuck toes, seat to heels, then straighten the knees, Adho Mukha, Svanasana. Inhale, left leg back and up. Exhale, left foot forward, in between the hands, right knee down, maybe with a blanket. Untuck the right toes. On your next inhale, reach the arms forward and up. Exhale, lower the left hand to the left thigh. Now inhale, push down into the thigh, reach up through the right fingertips. And as you exhale, reach the right fingertips over to the left side. Keep using that left hand against the inner thigh to send the tailbone down, lifting up the pubic. Deep breaths. Keep rooting firmly into the right shin. Imagine you had a yoke block in between the inner thighs that you were squeezing. Good. On your next inhalation, reach up, lower the hands to the floor, tuck the right toes, and as you exhale, step back, push back, downward facing dog. On your next inhalation, lift your heels, bend your knees, gaze forward in between the hands. Exhale, walking forward as far as you can. Keep drawing the navel in and up. On your next inhalation, lengthen the spine forward, hands to blocks or shins. Exhale, fold forward, release the head and the neck. Inhale, reach the arms out and up. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, lower the hands down for Tadasana. Good. Next one, Utkatasana. So inhale, bend your knees, reach your arms forward and up as you sit deep. Good. Now, all the way back into your heels, lift your chest up, send your tailbone down, lift your pubic bone up. Take one more inhale here. As you exhale, interlace the hands behind you as you fold forward, release the head and the neck. You can either keep the knees bent here or straighten. Try to keep the heels of the hands together and try to really lift the arms up to the ceiling. Deepen in exhalations through the nose, calming down the breath. Taking one last inhale here. And as you exhale, release the hands to the floor. Inhale, lengthen the spine forward, hands to shins or blocks. And exhale as you fold. Inhale, Utkatasana again. Bending your knees, reaching the arms forward and up, sit deep. And exhale, straighten the legs, lower the hands into Tadasana. From here, you're going to draw the right knee into the chest, flex the right foot, bend the left knee. Now we're going to find our figure 4 stretch again, so externally rotate that right knee to the right side, place the left ankle at the top of the right thigh. On your next inhalation, bend that left knee more as you reach your arms forward and up. Sit into this Utkatasana variation. Keep sending the tailbone down, drawing the navel in and up. The more you shoot your butt back, the deeper you'll feel the stretch deep within that right hip. Good. On your next inhalation, come all the way up to standing. Draw that right knee into the chest, lift it high. And as you exhale, lower the arms and the right leg down. Let's try the other side. So drawing that left knee into the chest, rooting into the right foot. And then externally rotating that left leg to the side, bending the right knee a little so that you can place the left ankle at the top of that right thigh. On your next inhalation, bend the right knee more as you sit down. Keep drawing that navel in and up. Send the tailbone down, lift the pubic bone up. Keep flexing that left foot. And see how far you're able to externally rotate that left leg. Good. On your next inhalation, stand up, draw that left knee high into the chest. And as you exhale, lower that down, Tadasana. Inhale, Utkatasana, bend your knees, reach your arms forward and up. Exhale, interlace the hands behind you as you straighten your legs and fold, or keep them bent if you need. Stay here for a few breaths. Pressing the heels of the hands together, reaching up towards the ceiling with the arms, allowing the chest to open. Take one more inhale here. And as you exhale, release the hands to the floor. Inhale, lengthen the spine forward, hands to blocks or shins. And as you exhale, lower the hands to the floor, step back, push back, downward facing dog. On your next inhalation, right leg back and up. Exhale, right foot forward, in between the hands. For high lunge, come up onto your fingertips. Squeeze the inner thighs together, push your left heel back, and when you're ready, on an inhalation, reach your arms forward, lift your torso up. Squeeze that imaginary block with the inner thighs. Keep pushing that left heel back. Good. Now inhale, straighten your right leg. And exhale, bend the right leg 2 more times. Inhale, straighten, tailbone down, pubic bone up. Exhale, bend. Last time. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Take an inhale here. And as you exhale, spin the left heel down, open up into warrior 2. Inhale, straighten the right leg. As you exhale, send the hips back as you reach the right arm forward. For Utthita Trikonasana, left arm up. Breath is calm, in and out the nose. You could place a block underneath that right hand if you wish. Take one more inhale here. As you exhale, bend the right knee, lower the hands to the floor, lift your left heel, step the right foot back, push back, downward facing dog. On your next inhalation, lift your heels, bend your knees, gaze forward in between the hands. Exhale, start to walk all the way forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine forward. Exhale as you fold and release. Inhale, Utkatasana, bend your knees, reach your arms forward and up. Exhale, interlace the hands behind you. Either keep the knees bent or straighten them. A few breaths here. Keep reaching the arms up to the ceiling. Keep pressing the palms and heels of the hands together. Take one more inhale. And as you exhale, release the hands to the floor. Inhale, lengthen the spine forward, hands to shins up blocks. Exhale, place the palms flat, step back into your plank pose. And then downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg back and up. Exhale, left foot forward, in between the hands. Come up onto your fingertips, squeeze the inner thighs together. And when you're ready, push your right heel back as you reach the arms forward, lift the torso all the way up. Send your tailbone down, lift your pubic bone up. Take an inhale, straighten the left leg, squeeze the inner thighs together. And as you exhale, bend that left leg 2 more times. Inhale, lifting up, straighten. And exhale, bending that left leg. Last time. Inhale, straighten. And exhale, bend. Take an inhalation. And exhale, spin your right heel down, open up into your warrior 2. Inhale, straighten your left leg. As you exhale, send the hips back. Left arm over the left leg, lower the hand to shin or block or blocks. Right arm up. Either gaze straight ahead or only turn your head towards that right hand if it does not bother your neck. Really think about lengthening the spine. Drawing the left buttocks underneath yourself as you turn the whole torso even more to the side. Deep in and exhalations through the nose, expanding in all directions, making sure you're not leaning on that left hand. At any time you could move it without sinking in your torso. Take one more inhale. And as you exhale, bend that left knee, lower the hands to frame the left foot, lift the right heel. Inhale, step back, plank pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees, gaze forward in between the hands. Exhale, start to walk all the way forward, finding even more space in the back of the hamstrings. On your next inhalation, lengthen the spine forward. And as you exhale, fold and release. Inhale, Utkatasana, bend your knees. Reach arms forward and up as you sit deep. And as you exhale, come all the way up to standing. Lower the arms into Tadasana. Good. From here, you're going to take your hands to your hips. You are going to root into your right foot as you take a good step back with your left leg. So just look down at your left leg. Make sure your left toes are facing the front left corner of the mat. Your hips are square. And in a perfect world, your right heel is in line with your left heel. If that is too unstable, heel toe, your feet wider apart so that you have a broader stance. Take an inhale, draw the elbows back, lift your chest up. As you exhale, fold forward to a flat back here from your hips. So only come to your flat back. Draw the inner thighs together. Keep reaching the crown of the head forward as you send your tailbone back. Taking one more inhale here, releasing the arms alongside of your body. And as you exhale, lower the hands to the floor. Maybe the blocks would be really helpful here. So inhale, lengthen the spine, come up onto your blocks or fingertips, gaze forward. As you exhale, fold forward over that right leg. Root into your right big toe and your left heel and really try to allow the torso to drape over that right leg. Deep in and exhalations through the nose. Really think of tipping the whole pelvis
forward. So the whole spine starting from the tailbone, tipping forward. Deep in and exhalations through the nose. Good. Now, take one more inhalation. Lengthen your spine forward halfway. Come up onto your fingertips of blocks. As you exhale, keep the spine long. Just reach the arms back behind you. Keep rooting into the feet. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Pull the navel in and up as you lift your torso all the way back up in one piece. Step your left foot forward to the right. Bend the knees. Shake out the hips. Whew. Hands to the hips. Standing tall. This time, rooting into your left foot, into your left leg as you take a good big step back with your right foot. Making sure the right toes turn to the front right corner, squaring off the hips, squeezing the inner thighs together. Take an inhale, draw the elbows back, lift up towards the ceiling as you root the feet down. And as you exhale, tipping from the pelvis in one piece, coming to your flat back. This one is fun. If you're a beginner or just find this really intense for your hamstrings, know that your flat back doesn't have to be parallel to the floor. It could be at an angle. Yes, so be mindful of the flat back that you choose. You could be almost standing up tall and still being in a flat back. Finding that tipping of the pelvis, that's what we're looking for. Now releasing the fingertips either to the blocks or to the floor. Take an inhale, lengthen the spine, gaze forward. And as you exhale, squeeze those inner thighs together as you allow the torso to drape over that left leg. Deep in an exhalation through the nose, squeezing the inner thighs together. Releasing the head and the neck. Root into your left big toe, your right outer heel. Try to engage your quadriceps by pulling up the kneecaps. Especially if you're newer to yoga, that might seem very difficult to do in this pose, and it is. But try to imagine that you're lifting the kneecaps, even if you can't. One day it will happen. On your next inhalation, come up onto the blocks or the fingertips, lengthen the spine forward. As you exhale, draw the navel in and up, just reach your arms along your body. Keep rooting into your feet, squeezing those inner thighs together as you lift your torso all the way back up in one piece. Step your right foot forward to the left, bend the knees, shake out the hips. All right, almost there, guys. Inhale, reach the arms out and up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold forward from the hips, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And exhale, place the palms flat, step back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg back and up. Exhale, right foot forward in between the hands. Left knee down. Untuck the left toes. Heel toe your right foot more out to the right side. Place both hands on the inside of that right foot. Now, either you stay here. Maybe this is more than plenty for you. If you wish, you could choose to come down onto your forearms, maybe forearms on the blocks if that serves you better, for a lizard pose. If you make it this far and you want to go even deeper, you could choose to tuck those left toes and then straighten that left leg away from the floor. But really think about lengthening the spine, so sending the crown of the head forward and that left heel back, finding lots of length on the left side of the body. Good. If you have that left leg off the floor, release it. Untuck those left toes, come back onto your hands. Now, maybe you stay here. If you have blocks, maybe you choose to come up. On the block, that's just going to intensify the stretch at the front of the left hip. If you wish to go even deeper, you could reach your right arm back and try to grab your left foot, ankle, or shin. If this happens, try to see if you can connect the buttocks and the heel before you allow the hips to melt forward. And you can stay here, or if you're more advanced, you could grab that left foot with both hands. Keep open up the chest to the front. Lift the corners of your mouth. Good, and then release that. Now, if you have the blocks, stay on the blocks. You're gonna tuck your left toes, you're gonna straighten the left leg. Now, you're gonna turn to the long side of the mat towards your left side. So what's gonna happen, we're gonna externally rotate that left leg, so sending the left toes and knee up towards the ceiling. Now the right leg is and right foot is gonna adjust on an angle. So make sure that your right knee is following the right toes. So you're not falling in or falling out. You really externally rotate. Hello, inner groin. It might be nice to use the blocks for the hands. You might not need it. If you're advanced, you might challenge yourself. Take the hands to namaste. Now from here, we're gonna gently change into the other side, trying to keep both knees bent, making sure that left knee is now in line with the left toes as you flex your right foot, toes up towards the ceiling, right knee up towards the ceiling. Maybe you take the blocks with you, maybe you don't need them, but really flex through that right heel, open up the chest, and then coming all the way back to the first side. Grab the blocks if you haven't already. If you use the blocks, find your lunge position, lower the hands to the floor, step back, push back, downward facing dog. Ooh. Inhale, left leg backing up. Exhale, left foot forward, in between the hands. Right knee comes to the floor, maybe on a blanket, untuck the right toes. Heel toe your left foot out to the left side a little. Both hands on the inside of that left foot. Now adjusting, knowing that it might be very different on the second side. Maybe you stay where you are. Maybe you lower the forearms to the floor or to the blocks for a lizard pose. If you made it this far, if you want to challenge yourself more, if you are invited in your body and not too exhausted, you could tuck the right toes, straightening the right knee away from the floor. Lengthen the crown of the head forward as you send your right heel back. Draw the navel in and up. Now that left knee, really want to melt out to the sides. So really draw that left knee and left shoulder towards one another. Deep, continuous in and exhalations through the nose. Take one more inhale here. As you exhale, lower that right knee down. If it was lifted, untuck the right toes. Find your way back to straight arms. Grab your blocks if you have them. If not, come up onto your fingertips, or you could rest the hands on that left thigh if you want. Stop anywhere it serves you. If you did so on the first side, maybe you reach this time your left arm back. Grab a hold around the right foot, angle the shin. Try to find the connection, buttocks to heel, and then allow the torso to melt forward. Opening up the hips, allowing the chest to stay open to the front. Maybe stay there. If you're advanced, maybe you grab that right foot with both hands. Keep the chest open, send the tailbone down, lift up that pubic bone. Lifting the corners of the mouth. Good. And then let that go. Turning to the other side this time. So it's going to be slightly different. You don't need to take the blocks with you. You're going to tuck the right toes, find your lunge. Then you're going to walk your hands to the right side so that you end up coming into a wide-legged stance here to the side, facing the side, the right side. Now the outsides of your feet are parallel, or maybe even a little pigeon-toed, a little bit turned in. So just make sure that you're not turning out, but you're parallel or even slightly inverted. Palms or fingertips underneath the shoulders. Inhale, lengthen the spine forward. As you exhale, fold forward, releasing the head and the neck. Drawing the top of the head, the crown of the head towards the mat. If the crown of the head touches the mat easily, heel toe your feet closer together until it doesn't come as easy. Now shift your hips to the right side as much as you can. And back to center. And shift the hips to the left side. And back to center. One more time, shift the hips to the right. And back to center and shift the hips to the left. And back to center. Now, I'm going to really confuse you with the camera, and I do apologize for that. You're going to keep walking your hands. This time, you keep walking the hands to the right side. Rotate your right toes towards the back of your mat, lifting your left heel, stepping back, pushing back, downward facing dog. So we just turned around. Good. And then from here, you're going to lift your heels, lower the knees to the floor, untuck the toes, and sit down. Again, if you have your blocks, feel free to have them nearby. They might be helpful. Swing your legs around, shake out everything. Good. Now from here, you're going to sit tall. If you are rounded, if you find you are falling back, make sure to either sit up on a blanket or a block. Maybe you even need a block. If it's just way too much underneath your hamstrings, feel free to place a blanket to support underneath the knees. Don't try to force your knees straight if they don't want to. You get way more out of using an active dynamic stretch of the muscle group. So because we have a lot of ligaments and stuff attaching around the knee area, it's quite tight there often, and it's a lot healthier putting more strain on the fleshy parts of the muscles instead of where they bind. So just keep that in mind. Now flex your feet, sitting tall, draw the right knee into the chest, interlace the hands around the shin. Then open the right knee to the side, sole of the foot against the inner thigh. Fingertips are behind you. You're going to externally rotate more to the side so that your left leg is now more sideways. Yes? Left fingertips come on the inside of the left leg. Right arm out and up, sitting tall. Inhale. And as you exhale, reaching the right fingertips towards the left toes. Inhale, lifting all the way up, flexing the left foot. And as you exhale, reach up and over. Inhale, lifting up, last time. And exhale, reach over. Use your left elbow against your left inner thigh to turn the chest more sideways. Good. On your next inhale, come all the way up. As you exhale, place the fingertips behind you, square off your hips. So now, both hip bones are facing straight front. Grab your strap, swing your strap around your left foot. Just as we did at the beginning of class, underneath the metatarsal. Inhale, sitting tall, lengthening the spine. As you exhale, tip your hips forward. So you might have to sit almost upright, and that's okay. You want to find that tipping of the pelvis so it doesn't become a rounding. Find that tip of the pelvis. If this is where you're at and you need to look for that tip, that's where you gotta stay. Keep tipping that pelvis forward, sending the crown of the head forward, drawing the navel in and up. Think about sending your belly button towards your left thigh. Take one last inhale here. And as you exhale, release that. Come all the way up. Inhale, close that right leg together. Exhale, shake it out. I'm just going to turn around so that you can see what I'm doing. But we are back in this seated Dandasana. This time, left leg comes into the chest, interlacing the hands around the shin, sit tall. And then from here, you're going to open that left knee to the side, sole of the foot against the right inner thigh. Fingertips behind you, open up the hips so that the right leg comes more to the side. Right fingertips on the inside of the right leg. Inhale, left arm up. And as you exhale, reach the left arm towards the right toes. Inhale, come all the way up to sit. Long spine. Exhale, reach that left arm over towards the right toes. Last time. Inhale, come all the way up, sitting with a long, tall spine. And as you exhale, reaching over. Stay here for a moment. Use your right elbow against your right inner thigh to spin the chest even more. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, place the fingertips behind you, square off the hips. Grab your strap, swing it around the right foot, placing the strap underneath the metatarsal. Take an inhale, lengthen that spine, and as you exhale, find that tip of the pelvis. Whether you have to settle for smaller or you are able to fold further forward. Really think of tipping that pelvis, allowing the belly button to melt into your right thigh. So it really becomes a lengthening of the spine instead of a rounding. Taking one more inhale here. And as you exhale, come all the way back up. Inhale, close that left leg in. And as you exhale, release that left leg out. Now, last thing, I'm just going to face you. Again, you might need to sit up on something. You might not need it. Now, you're going to cross one leg over the other. Let's start with the right leg crossed in front of the left for Sukhasana, easy pose. Now you want to try and parallel your shins. So mostly what happens, especially if you're new to this pose, is that you'll be very, very not square.
So you want to try and send your feet further forward so that you can square off the shins more. Now, you might find that this is plenty. We're going to fold forward here. If that's the case, don't change anything. If you want to deepen this stretch, you could grab a block, place it underneath your right sole of the foot. That's going to intensify it as you go forward. You also may find that you actually don't need the block and that you could place the right ankle at the top of the left knee. But if you're anything like me with a huge gap right here, chances are this is going to be too intense and you want to back it up a little bit. Wherever you are, take an inhale, reach the arms out and up, sitting tall. As you exhale, find that tipping of the pelvis. Again, maybe that means you have to take your fingertips to the floor and sit almost upright. You want to really find that tipping of the pelvis forward, allowing the belly to melt over the thighs. Keep your feet flexed, especially if you have your right ankle at the top of your left knee. You have to flex. Release the head, the jaw, the face. Take one more inhale here. And from here, gently support yourself as you come all the way up. Fingertips behind you, shake out your legs. Ooh. This time crossing that left leg over the right. Take a moment to adjust your position. Try to find the parallel shins and try to set yourself up in the same way as you did on the first side. Although you may notice that it is either more or less intense on this second side. Inhale, reach your arms out and up, sitting tall. And as you exhale, tip those hips forward. Allow that belly to melt to the thighs. Release your jaw on your face. Keep the feet flexed. Taking one last inhale here. And as you exhale, come all the way back up. Shake out your legs. Good. From here, you're gonna gather your feet, knees are touching. Look where your knees are. Then bend the knees and step the soles of the feet there. Inhale, left arm grabs a hold around your shin, right arm up. And as you exhale, twist to the right side, right fingertips come behind you. Keep your knees together and root into your feet. Lengthen the crown of the head up towards the ceiling as you root your tailbone and sit bones down into the mat. Inhale as you lengthen. Exhale, draw the navel in and up as you twist. Last time, inhale, lengthen. And exhale, twist. Inhale, right arm around the shins, left arm up. Exhale, left fingertips behind you. Hug those knees together. Root into the feet. Reach the crown of the head up towards the ceiling as you root the tailbone down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, navel in and up as you twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, navel in and up as you twist. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale as you twist. Inhale, come all the way back to center. And exhale, shake out the legs. Scoot your butt towards your heels. Roll all the way onto your back. Grab a hold around those shins. Rock a little bit from side to side. And then from here, let's do a short happy baby. Grabbing a hold with the 3 first fingers around the big toes, or grabbing the insides or outsides of the feet. Allow the knees to melt towards your armpits. And you can choose to straighten one leg here, get a little bit more into that inner groin. And switching sides. You don't have to be still. You could move a little bit from side to side, straightening the left leg or the other leg, whichever one you didn't do, to the side. Good. And then releasing that. Interlacing your hands, pressing the palms away from you. Flex the feet, reach the palms and the feet away from one another. Lengthen the spine. And then release that. Now, grab your left wrist with your right hand, flex your feet, and then ever so gently start to pull that left hand over to the right side. Try to find a little bit more lengthening on the left side by reaching your left foot away from your left hand. And then release that, come all the way back to center. Left hand grabs the right wrist, flex through that right foot as you reach towards the left side with that right hand. Draw the navel in and up, so you really find the lengthening on the side body. And then release that. Find your Shavasana. Go. Let go of the breath. Any excess tension that may be left in the body and the joints. For 1 minute, allow your body just to sink in. Completely allow yourself to just melt into the floor. Now you could choose to stay for as long as you want, as long as you need. Or you could start to wake up by moving the fingertips and the toes. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have any questions, comments, put them below. And I hope to meet you again on the mat soon. Namaste.